All right, let's jump right in. As a retail CEO, you are pouring millions into AI. We all are. But here's the big question. How do you actually prove to your board and to yourself that it's working? Today, we're going to crack the code on this AI profitability puzzle. We're building a new playbook for calculating returns in a world run by autonomous machines.
Does this sound familiar? I bet it does. This isn't some made-up scenario. It's a real question a real European retail CEO got from her board. 12 million euros. Gone. The tech is working, sure. It's adjusting prices, it's managing inventory, but the actual return on that investment, it's a complete black box. This is the conversation happening in boardrooms everywhere right now.
So let me ask you directly, if your board turned to you tomorrow and asked that exact question, what would you say? This isn't a thought exercise. This is the new reality of leading a company. And the rest of this explainer, well, it's designed to give you that answer.
So, what's the root of the problem? It's that our old financial models, they're obsolete. We're basically trying to measure a spaceship with a yardstick. You know, the simple ROI calculations we use for opening a new store or reducing headcount, they just completely fall apart when you're dealing with autonomous AI. Let's dig into exactly why.
First off, there's this thing called value diffusion. So picture this. Your new pricing AI, which belongs to the merchandising team, also happens to slash inventory costs. That's a win for the supply chain. And it boosts the average sale value, which makes the sales team look great. So, who gets the credit? The value just spreads like mist across the entire organization, and your standard P&L has no way to track it. Second, we have to get our heads around the exponential payback curve. A new store, predictable costs, steady linear returns. Easy. AI is the exact opposite. It's this massive, painful upfront investment in data, in integration, and for the first year, you've got almost nothing to show for it. But then, it hits this inflection point, and the value it creates just explodes. It goes vertical.
And that initial outlay? Whoa, it is staggering. That number you're looking at, that's not the price of the software license. Nope, that's the hidden cost. It's the system integration, which can be 150 to 300% more than the AI platform itself. This is the number that gives boards heartburn, long before that exponential growth ever kicks in.
And finally, there's a new kind of risk, algorithmic risk. Think about it. If a store manager makes a pricing mistake, it's a small, contained problem. But if your AI makes a mistake, it can misprice your entire global inventory in a fraction of a second. So all that money you're spending on governance and testing, that's not overhead. It's a critical, defensive investment to protect your future returns.
Okay, so if the old scorecard is broken, we need a new one, right? Let's pivot to the solution. We need a completely new framework. We've got to start measuring what our machines actually deliver, not just what our old, outdated spreadsheets can see.
So here it is, the new playbook. 4 new metrics designed for the age of AI. We've got value capture rate, AI resolution rate, algorithmic visibility, and the autonomy depth score. Let's quickly break down how these can help you have a totally different and way more productive conversation with your board.
Let's just pick one, AI resolution rate. This is just a fancy way of asking what percentage of problems, whether it's customer service tickets or supply chain hiccups, get completely solved by AI with zero human intervention. The leaders are already moving from around 30% today, and they're aiming for over 85%. Every single percentage point you gain here is a direct increase in your ability to scale and a direct cut in your variable costs.
Next up, algorithmic visibility. And I love this analogy. Think of it as the new digital shelf space. You know, it's not about being at eye level in the store anymore. As more and more customers use AI shopping assistants, the only thing that matters is how often do those AI agents recommend your products over your competitors. This isn't just a metric to track, it's a defensive moat you have to build to protect your future revenue.
Now here's the thing. This entire calculation, it changes dramatically depending on where you operate. There is no one-size-fits-all AI strategy. You've got to think about the global equation and take a really nuanced regional approach. I mean, just look at this breakdown. In Europe, your ROI is going to be dominated by defensive spending because of regulations like the EU AI Act. In Asia, it is all about pure speed and fighting for that algorithmic visibility inside massive platforms like WeChat. And then you have the Middle East, a total greenfield opportunity with almost no legacy tech and huge government support. You have to tailor your entire investment thesis to the region.
So, knowing all this, knowing the risks are huge, but the rewards are exponential, how do you invest smartly? Well, you definitely don't write one giant blank check. You adopt a disciplined, staged investment model that lets you manage risk at every single step, while still setting you up for that massive growth curve. It's a pretty straightforward three-stage process. First, you pilot, a small-scale test with a really clear, hard financial goal like an internal rate of return over 15%. If, and only if it hits that mark, you move to stage 2, scale. You expand it across business units. Then, once it's proven there, you go to stage 3, autonomy, where you unleash its full power to get that lasting competitive edge. Every stage is basically an option to invest in the next one.
And believe me, this discipline has real financial muscle. A European fashion retailer used this exact model. They killed an inventory project that wasn't performing after stage 1. That disciplined decision saved them an estimated 8 million euros they would have otherwise wasted in stage 2. Now that is a number any board can understand and appreciate.
So here's the bottom line. The entire conversation in the C-suite and the boardroom is changing. We're moving way beyond just using AI to cut costs. The real game now is using it for deep, sustainable competitive advantage. The question is no longer if you should invest.
And with this new framework, you can walk back into that boardroom, but this time, instead of trying to justify an abstract 12 million euro expense, you're presenting a machine performance scorecard. You can actually show them, our value capture rate is up, our AI resolution rate is climbing. You've turned a scary line item into a report on a high-performing strategic asset.
And here's the great irony in all of this. The ultimate solution to this incredibly complex measurement problem is to use AI to measure AI. We're starting to see the emergence of what you could call agentic accounting, smart systems that can automatically model value and attribute returns with a level of precision no human finance team could ever hope to match. So we end right back where we started, but with a brand new question. It's no longer about whether you're going to invest in AI. That ship has sailed. The real question, the one you should be asking your leadership team, is this. Can we evolve our thinking fast enough to actually measure what these machines deliver? Because I guarantee you, your competitors who can, they're already pulling away.